it's Melissa. In this video, we're going to talk about not printers, but printer stands. So I've been getting a ton of questions about how I store and organize all of these printers. You have no idea the amount of printers that I have. You can see actually four, just right in this shot here. What you don't see is I have another one slid underneath this big green console. I have one in my office. I have some in a closet that I don't use very often. I have another stand that I'm going to pull into the shot here shortly. But what I wanted to show you is a couple of really cool Amazon finds as far as printer stands that I use in what I have in my space, right? So I have a relatively big space. However, we can always all use a little bit more, right? So one way that I have learned that I really need to take advantage of space is to go up, kind of like when you're living in, the city and it's high rise everywhere, right? So this printer stand has been a lifesaver. Okay, so this console here that you can't fully see, it's 96 inches long. So this is a big piece of furniture. This is the Epson F570, which is a 24-inch wide printer. And as you know, a 24-inch wide or a 12-inch wide machine, printer, cutter, it's never that wide. It's always more, right? Because you've got, the systems, the ink, you've got everything. So this is probably about a 3-foot wide machine, even though it's a 24-inch wide cutter. However, I also have some smaller printers that I can stack. So one thing that has been really key is this printer stand. Now, this is an Epson F170, which is definitely one of the smaller sublimation printers. The great thing about it is it can fit on the bottom of this stand, and then I can put a larger printer on top. So what I originally had on the top of this printer was a Sawgrass SG400. It's the same size as the Sawgrass SG500, which is an 8.5 by 11 inch Sawgrass. Now, what happened was I was thinking, okay, I now need to make room for my Sawgrass SG1000. I have a large inkjet that I'm soon going to replace for no other reason other than to get a more compact one. This thing is like an antique and it's very large. And then I also have a space down here, which I previously had my white toner printer on, but I moved it thinking I needed to make room for my Sawgrass SG1000. What I realized was the SG1000 can actually fit on the top of this printer stand as well, this tiered printer stand. So this stand is great because you can put the SG 400, 500, 1000, or 800 on the top. And then if you have a smaller inkjet printer or sublimation printer like the Epson F170, there's also the Epson 2800, which is an inkjet, about the same size. It fits nicely underneath. Okay, so what ended up happening when I got the Sawgrass SG1000 was I ended up doing what I call the printer shuffle, where I moved everything around and I realized I need another type of stand. So I actually bought this one on Amazon as well. I'm going to pull this into the frame so you can kind of see. And this is a wheeled cart. So let's see if I can get you a better shot of this. So with this cart, as you can see, this is my SG400, okay? Underneath is where I have the white toner printer. These shelves are adjustable, so I was able to put the shelf in a position where I would then still be able to pick up the transfer. And then it has another shelf at the bottom, which right now I just have a box on, but you could put another printer down there. So the only thing that you really need to take into consideration is where you're going to put this. For me, I had it under a shelf, so I measured to make sure that, it would fit. And then I intentionally put this top shelf, which again, the position of this can be changed. Okay, so you could drop this down. It really just depends what you're trying to do. So I like this second stand here because not only is it pretty heavy duty, this is a metal stand, and because it's adjustable, you can also put it on wheels, which makes it obviously easily to be able to move. The other thing is you don't have to put it on wheels, right? So it comes with these little feet that you could put if you want to make it stationary and you don't, scratch up your floor. So these two printer stands, the tiered stand and then this stand here, have been really key. Now, one thing that I'm going to do while we're all here together is actually I'm going to move the white toner printer back to where I had it. Whoops, I'm all caught on my rug. I don't need the white toner printer to be on this stand. So this printer is actually pretty heavy, but I'm gonna move it back up here. The great thing about this printer is it's super versatile, but it has a very small footprint. Okay, so as I was saying, I put the Uninet iColor 560 back up here as well, and now I have again an iColor 560, an inkjet printer, an SG1000. That's an 11 by 17 sublimation printer, 8.5 by 11 sublimation printer, and then obviously I have here, which is the thing that takes up the largest amount of space, the Epson F570. So I know you probably don't have all of these printers. However, I did want to give you some options for ways that you can store printers and printer stands that I have found to be good. The one thing that's really nice, again, is this one. It's difficult to find a printer stand where you can put another printer underneath. Usually it's just like for files and stuff, but I don't have files that I need to file here. I have a printer that I need to, lift up and also fit. So if you're looking for printer stands, I'm going to link to these two specific stands, the cart one and then also this tiered stand here behind me, so you can check out what you want, and then I'll tell you exactly which printers fit on those. And if you have there's different finishes as well. So this one, for example, comes in like a wood grain. I think it might also come in black. The printer stand on the wheels, that came in a couple different finishes as well. Okay, all right, you guys, if you're looking for printer stands, you have found the best ones that I can find for sublimation, inkjet, white toner, everything. Let me know show me how you are organizing your office, craft room, storage area, what you're doing so you are taking advantage of the space that you have.